So guys, it's been about 15 months since we picked up this high mileage, super cheap 2015 Outback as a project, and has become a daily driver, first for me and now for my girlfriend, who's been driving it for the last 4 or 5 months. We just hit 250,000 miles on the car, so it's time for an oil change and a couple of other services, one of which being rear hub assemblies, because they've been roaring for about a month now, and I finally just got them in from Subaru Parts Deal. So we're gonna be putting 2 rear hub assemblies on, doing an oil change, and plugging a nail in the front passenger side tire. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So guys, this car has been a testament to not always judging a book by its cover. Just because a car is cheap and has a lot of miles on it doesn't mean it's not useful and not going to be a good car. As we've seen here, 15 months of ownership, 30,000 miles added on to this $6,000 2015. We went through and upgraded it to a limited with new leather interior, 18-inch limited wheels, new tires, and some other upgrades, and made it a stellar car from the cloth interior premium base model that it was when I purchased it. So the weather is changing on me and there's a hurricane coming, and I've been hearing thunder rumbling in the background. So let's go ahead and get into the services. I think we'll start with putting those new hub bearing assemblies on the rear of the car. We're gonna go ahead and try out the new M12 stubby on these lug nuts and see if it'll take a CV axle nut off, which I don't think it should have any issue with. And Subaru lug nuts are starting to get like Ford and GM, where they want to get stuck in a socket. All right, so here's the test. Power mode 3, charged up, 2.5. Will it take a 22 or 32 millimeter CV axle nut off a Subaru? The answer is yes. This baby little gun right here, 12 volts, will take off that CV axle nut. That's pretty impressive. So guys, we've done plenty of these hub assemblies in the past, the step-by-step, so we're gonna do more of an overview this time than an in-depth show you every nut and bolt coming off, but they're all pretty much the same and all pretty much straightforward. You take the brake hose loose, take the ABS wheel speed sensor loose, set those aside. We'll knock the caliper mounting bolts loose. Shouldn't have to worry with brake service mode or any of that stuff, because we're just going to pull it right off and put it right back on. We're not changing the brakes, although they are getting very thin in the back. It's time for rear brakes. So let's see if this long 14 swivel Astro socket will get in here and make taking these off easier. We do need to disconnect the parking brake wiring harness though. I had to do that service bulletin on that for those broken clips that used to come loose. Well, it will get on there, but unfortunately, looks like someone really over-torqued those. Well, I knew we were going to get rained on. I just didn't think it'd be that soon, so. Go ahead and knock our 2 14 mil headed caliper bracket bolts off of there. And it would have been smart had we not set the parking brake. Before we got started. So we'll just go ahead and rewind with our Top Don Ultra Diag here and make it a little bit easier to get the caliper off of the rotor. Well, apparently this don't want to play nice when I take the caliper free from the caliper bracket. Still don't understand why Subaru uses a 7 millimeter on these instead of an 8 or a 6. That's where getting the brakes out of the way is the worst part of doing these rear hubs. And as you see there, the brakes are down to the nitty gritty. We're not metal to metal yet, but we're very close. So luckily I got a set of new brake pads from Subaru in there, but we're not going to put them on today because these rotors are looking a little bit grooved up. Seems this is our bad wheel bearing or bad hub, which is kind of what I figured. We're putting both in today just because 250,000 miles. We put 2 hubs, I believe, on the front and 2 axles, so might as well go ahead and put 2 hubs on the rear while we're in here and we got everything pulled apart. So let's see if this will help us on these hub bolts. Looks like it did a good job there. That's one out. There's 2 out. Something about this Astro socket, this Milwaukee mid-torque is not liking as far as torque output. Three. Let's see if we can get a straighter shot this time on this. No, it just ain't having it. Let's see if we can get our normal stubby swivel in there. And it's just not long enough. Well, it's loosened up, it better take it out. There we go. Now, will this hub fall out or will it put up a fight? It's in there a little height, which I kind of wanted because I got a new tool to try out. So guys, this is the Astro 658 pneumatic slide hammer. Let's see what it'll do with this Subaru hub bearing. And just like that, it popped it right out of there. Easy as can be. We just got to get the backing plate off now. Bam. No more beating on a slide hammer. You just pull a trigger and hold on. So guys, that was super impressive how quickly and easily that Astro tool knocked that hub assembly out. Now this car is mainly a Southern car. There's a little bit of light rust in there, not super rusty. So I'm not sure how good it would work for some of you Rust Belt mechanics, but for me in the South, that just made it so much easier. And we got our new wheel bearing hub assembly 28473XCOOD. Pick this up from Subaru Parts Deals, of course, the place to get your Subaru genuine parts online at a great price. Check out SubaruPartsDeals.com, your online retailer for genuine Subaru parts. Easy to navigate website. You can search by model, year, and trim, or you can simply type in your VIN number to easily find the parts you need for your Subaru. Or you can shoot them a call or an email and their staff will be glad to help you figure out what parts you need for your DIY Subaru repair projects. As a big thanks to you viewers, SubaruPartsDeals.com has offered up a promo code Mr. Subaru in all caps, good for 15% off shipping of your order. SubaruPartsDeals.com, a Subaru genuine certified seller of parts for your Subaru vehicle. Anytime you get ready to do any repair on your Subaru, check them out, price them out. They got some of the best prices out there on Subaru genuine parts. So we'll go ahead and slide it onto our axle and line it up with the backing plate and line it up with the holes in our spindle. Get that all pushed up on there, put our bolts back in, and I believe 69 Newton meters is our spec on these. And we got those snugged up. Do need to go grab a new CV axle nut though, as they're one-time use only. And we'll go ahead and set a torque wrench at 69 Newton meters and get these torqued down. Correction, that's 65 Newton meters. And we're torque to spec. Well, the easy part, putting everything back on. I never understand why it's 65 Newton meters for the hub bolts and 66 Newton meters for the brake caliper bolts. I don't know why there's that 1 Newton meter difference, but there is. I'm sure some engineer at Subaru knows why, but I'm not privy to that information, so I can't tell you. Tighten up our caliper slide bolts. And we torque our caliper bolts to 25 Newton meters. Little socket hammer action. And plug up our parking brake pigtail. Put that back in the correct location. And all we gotta do is put that new CV axle nut on, torque it to specification, stake it into place, and put our wheel and tire assembly back on. All right, now that we got both of our rear hubs on, we'll put our new CV axle nut on each side. We'll go back, get the scanner, take us out of rear brake service mode, put the parking brake on, and torque those to spec and stake them. All right, so brake maintenance mode is off. I forgot I gotta depress the brake pedal. As you heard, it went through its cycling. Parking brake is set, so it should be good to go ahead and torque these to 240 Newton meters. Like so. And we're good. So guys and gals, unfortunately we're running out of daylight and running out of time. This week is extremely stressed. Gonna be going to Raleigh Thursday through Saturday for Astro Expo, which is automotive training seminar expo, classes, training, and like tools and things, kind of like a trade show with some lecture time. So unfortunately, we didn't have but a very small window to film in, and the weather got the best of us. So we got the wheel hub assemblies on the back of this car. I'm gonna change the oil now and plug the tire that has a nail in it. I'm sure y'all have seen me plug tires before. I'm pretty sure I did a whole video on it. So not sure if I'm gonna show you the guys that. I know this video is kind of a nothing video. It's just me doing a wheel hub assembly and talking about the fact this car is at 250,000 miles, but unfortunately, that's just what we got going on this week. Now, I did realize that I do need to go ahead and get the rear brakes on this car soon, and in about 5,000 miles, we'll be due for front rear differential service once again, as well as CVT fluid drain and refill. So perhaps when I get the car back from my girlfriend, then we'll do more of an in-depth bumper to bumper. How is the car held up getting to 250,000 miles? Because as we know, this is the original engine and original CVT in this car. And so far, so good, knock on wood. It's been a really good car for $6 grand. So again, the moral of the story is don't always write off an older, high mileage, cheap vehicle on Facebook Marketplace. If you got the know-how, if you got Mr. Subaru videos to help you get the know-how, you know, you can get a good deal on a vehicle, put some time, elbow grease, and a little bit of money into it, and have a reliable form of transportation. You don't have to go into debt and buy a new car or buy a certified pre-owned. You know, you can get a great car for, as I did here, 6,000 bucks. Yeah, sometimes all it takes is that right there to ruin your day. But we got her plugged up, trimmer off, back on, good to go. So guys, night ended up catching us, but we did get finished with this 250,000 mile service on the cheap 2015 Outback. Oil is changed, tire is plugged, and 2 new hub bearing assemblies are on the rear, and job well done. Again, hopefully very soon we'll circle back around on this car and do a better video going front to back, full inspection on how this Outback is held up to 250,000 miles of driving, get those rear brakes replaced, and service our CVT fluid, front and rear differential fluid once again. And yeah, that's a Snap-on truck right there. I don't know if I've posted about it here, but I did buy 2 tool trucks, so not sure where that's going, if anywhere. But let's go ahead and back off of our oil change ramps. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I need to go get dinner and a shower and in bed. I'll see you guys in the next one.